2K14, my Charlotte Bobcats. So y'all could just see the gameplay. So I'm just gonna keep it up. Yeah. I'm very quiet.
Just earlier, the fans on their feet as the national anthem rang out throughout the arena. It's time for some hoops at the Time Warner Cable Arena in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina.
Probably this weekend on Saturday, I probably won't be here because I gotta go to a car show. But if I don't go to the car show this weekend on Saturday, then I'm gonna keep making videos. But I don't know if it's this weekend or this weekend that's coming up. But I know it's gonna be on a Saturday, so I know I won't be able to make videos unless I go to the car show. I won't be able to make videos. But if I don't go, then I will be able to make videos. But y'all already know that on Tuesdays I'll be going to the doctor. You already know that. Yeah, we gonna see what happens. I'll make sure probably on Sunday I can make the videos.
Now, here is Knight. And Gerald Henderson is going to pick up that foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
And Milwaukee has possession. Ilyasova can't hit.
Gerald Henderson coming off his best season, guys. Three-point shooting was one of his weaknesses, and he made a huge leap in that area. Shot around 37% from the arc, much better than his first three seasons.
There it is, guys, that Olay defense. Just watching him poke Barton right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Well, going back to Henderson and the three-point shot, despite his improvement, not one he leaned on that heavily.
Well, that's smart, because if you're not a great three-point shooter, you've got to be very selective. And more often than not, Henderson would shoot the corner three, but avoid the longer ones. That's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of a player who understands his limitations.
Now, here is Knight, and here's Mayo from the arc. Back to Knight. The dish to Mayo. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And Sanders throws it down.
Rudely thrown down after the offensive rebound. He is ramped up now.
Yes, you're right, and you figure this game might come down to a few of those effort plays.
Always does, Kevin.
I wouldn't doubt it. Seems like that's kind of a contest. Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively, because that was a blatant mistake.
Knight kicks to Ilyasova. And here's Mayo from beyond the arc. And that one's good. Mayo's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Dishes it to Henderson. Feeds to Zeller. Has to kick Gilchrist. Over to the left wing. Clock at 6. Here's Butler. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Butler's got his first 2 points. Knight against Walker. Pass to Henderson. Out to the right wing. Jefferson dishes to Henderson. Back to Jefferson. Hands the 12-footer. Jefferson's got 7 points.
Smart. Use that big height advantage. Get the shot off.
Well, it's hard to put a big man on him, Steve, that far from the hoop. I mean, he's versatile. How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Outside, Walker. Here's the pass to Henderson. And the call will be against O.J. Mayo. That is his first foul of the game.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Henderson. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. It's O.J. Mayo on the way. Off target with his three. Bobcats trailed by 3. Henderson passes to Walker. And there's the feed to Jefferson. In the air, and the rejection by Sanders. Mayo against Walker. Mayo kicks this in. Count that one.
You know, when he gets the ball that close to the basket, it's almost an automatic 2-point.
Well, the defense has to battle him down there and keep him out of position in the first place. Do your work early.
Now here's Jefferson. He's got 7. 6 to shoot. Here's Walker. Rebound, Milwaukee. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon. O.J. Mayo is out of USC. He's in his 6th season in the NBA, fellas, and he was considered the top player in his high school class. Very, very highly regarded. He's yet to be a star at the professional level, but I think he's looking to solidify himself as a quality starter.
Bobcats trail by 8. Outside, Walker passes to Henderson. And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the first. And he gets the bucket. And for O.J. Mayo, 6'4" player. Some people saw him as a guy who could play point guard, shooting guard. He's just a player. I mean, he can do a lot of things on the floor.
He's a decent ball handler, but he's a shooting guard. I mean, he can be a little bit of a combo guy, but for the most part, he's out there to score. And most of those points coming off jump shots.
Now Walker, O.J. Mayo missing on the 3. Right side Jefferson, 8 away, and Charlotte again with the bucket. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, it was tough to see that one coming, really, because I thought that was a game they were going to win. The final score really caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, but I think they really tightened up at the end, Steve. I think they were trying too hard to avoid the upset instead of focusing on going after the win.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He said to them, the pick and roll is going to be our bread and butter today. If we run it effectively, they will not have an answer for it. Kevin, we'll see how that strategy pans out as this game develops.
And thank you for that, Doris. And it's Walker penetrating. He kicks it to McRoberts. Rejected by Pachulia. Diambo, and that's good. Nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort. A chance at a 2 for 1 if they want it.
No question. If I'm them, I'm definitely going 2 for 1.
Shot by Mayo, it's no good. Catch trailed by 5. Out to the right wing. McRoberts dishes to Taylor. Charlotte moving it around. McRoberts' shot is good.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Here is Knight. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Washington.
You know what was great, too, Kevin, was the way he balanced hitting his own shots and making plays for others.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
And he gets it to go.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Bucks ahead. They're up by 4. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter. quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple. Well, this last offseason, the Bobcats announced their intention to change the team name to the Hornets, reclaiming the name of the original Charlotte franchise that left for New Orleans in 2002.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. Inside, it's Ilyasova and Pachulia. Mayo and Delfino are the wing. And it's Ridnour in at the one spot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And just like New Orleans chose a name, the Pelicans, that has local significance, the Hornets, a historical reference to Charlotte's rebellious fighting spirit during the American Revolution. Steve, you were just telling me about this. Fascinates you.
It does. I'm an American history buff, Kevin, and I'm also an NBA history buff. And you think back to the Hornets in Charlotte originally, they sold out for 9 straight seasons. So the Hornets nickname absolutely belongs in Charlotte. One of the bright spots last year for Charlotte was the fact that Kemba Walker showed a lot of leadership with that team. I thought he had a marked improvement from his rookie season, and a lot of it had to do just with his confidence.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. Gary Neal comes in for O.J. Mayo. And so Walker nails both of them. Well, Clark, and back to Walker. Last season averaging about 18 points and 6 assists. Do you think he's more of a scoring point guard or a passer?
I think he's a guy who has to play off of his ability to score to create opportunities to pass. I think he's one of those guys that is most effective when he's attacking and looking to score, because that sets up his ability to pass and really helps his team, I think, get easier shots.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Delfino, and it's Walker penetrating. Kicks it to Haywood. Ridnour with the steal. The dish to Neal. Shoots from 14, and he drops that one in. Neal's got his first basket of the night.
One aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. You look at the points, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking.
Shot's good by Walker.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guy.
To the middle. Ejected by Taylor. Walker against Ridnour. Taylor passes to Walker. Now Haywood inside. Back falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far.
In Larry Drew's case, it was a bit of an unusual situation once the season concluded. He was in the final year of his deal. The Hawks said we'll interview other candidates and left him free to interview for other head coaching positions, and he landed in Milwaukee.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Purdy. Doris, what do you have?
Yes, Kevin, Al Jefferson signed a 3-year, $40 million contract with the Bobcats this summer. He said growing up in small town Prentiss, Mississippi, it's no problem for him playing in a small market, and he loves to fit with the team. The coach talked about the impact he can have, saying, quote, the toughest thing to do is execute in the half-court offense. But when you have a guy like Al, it makes it a lot easier. Guys?
Sure does. Thanks, Doris. Now, here's Walker. After the miss from Middleton. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Walker penetrating. And it's off the back rim. No good. Well, Steve, back to Coach Drew, of course, he ended up signing with the Bucks.
Well, that was an interesting move for him to go from Atlanta to Milwaukee. The Hawks were one of the better defensive teams in the league last year. I think that's what the Bucks saw in Drew. And that's the idea for him to really help this team get the most out of its players, particularly defensively.
And the Bucks making a change here. Harry Sanders is checked in for Pachulia. Ilyasova comes in for Chris Middleton. Caron Butler is checked in for Carlos Delfino. And Harris subbed in for Gary Neal. Now here's Ilyasova. He's got 5. And And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with Jay. What'd you find out?
Yeah, Kev, I talked to him coming out of that last huddle, and he said that coach was putting him into the game with one mission: take over the game. Not a lot of coaches will ask that much from a player, but clearly he sees something in him. We'll see if he's up to that challenge, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks.
Well, Kev, it's not the easiest thing to do. Come in and mix things up, but hey, if coach thinks that you're the one to light a fire under the team, you got to roll with it.
You know what? It's a lot to ask of a rookie, but the coach must believe he can pull it off because he's seen the skill set, and he also has seen the mindset of this young man, and he feels like he's got the ability to turn things around in a hurry.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Well, after a brief 2-year drought, the Bucks got back to the playoffs this past season, but it wasn't pretty once they got there. With several guarantees from players about upsetting the Heat, they didn't win a single game and were swept by the Miami Heat.
Now, here's Walker. 20 points for him last game against Indiana. Jefferson, the shot misses. Nice D from Sanders. Bucks leading by 4. And it's Harris off the drive. To the right side. And Sanders kicks to Harris. The 19-foot shot misses off the left iron. Back to the Bucks in the playoffs. In every aspect, they were overmatched by the Heat, and no one really thought they would upset them. But many thought, Steve, that they would at least get a game.
Well, I wasn't one of them, Kevin. I thought they were overmatched from the start. And you could tell in that series, Miami wasn't even interested until the fourth quarter. They knew they could just flip a switch and beat this Milwaukee team. And that's exactly what they did.
Here's Harris, following the basket by Gerald Henderson. And that one's good. Harris has got his first points of the night. Charlotte calls timeout. And as with any timeout at this point of the game, important to go over the strategies that are working and those that are needed in terms of adjustments. And, of course, the opportunity, guys, to get hydrated with Gatorade before coming back out to the floor. We've seen some good action so far, and there's more of it to come.
Yeah, this game has been physical, it's been fast, it's been high-paced, so anytime you're in a situation like this where it's really a hard-fought game, it's critical to keep yourself hydrated throughout.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Harris. From past the arc. Walker's shot is off. Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to Indiana.
And it wasn't just bad shooting. They weren't getting good looks. The offense wasn't clicking, no ball movement, very stagnant performance.
Yeah, I agree. The reason for that, I think, was their movement away from the ball. Not very crisp. You know, one of the bigger improvements last season, as I saw it, was Larry Sanders transforming from a specialist role player into a legitimate starting center. I mean, he always had a knack for defense and blocking shots and rebounding, but he polished up his offensive skills enough to be an impact player at that end of the floor.
And the shot is good. Diambo's got his second bucket.
Good job of spotting his teammate near the basket, zipping the pass right in there.
Walters passes to Sanders. Harris dishes to Sanders. Another shot, and the layup is put in. Sanders has got 8 points.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Walker goes in. He feeds it to Biombo. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Walters. We got 22 seconds left now here in the second. Harris a screen on Walker. Up off the screen. A nice shot by Walters.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Walker with it. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
You know, in their last game, guys, he was dialed in at the line.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it may have been the strongest part of his game that night.
And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
He's off on the first. And the Bucks making a change here. And he's good on the second. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Bucks lead by 5. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin, here with Larry Drew. And, Coach, some big minutes in that first half from your bench. How much does it mean that they can come in and give you that kind of lift?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with them. My guys have done a good job. Our bench is pretty solid. And when they come in the game, you know, we expect them to play defense first, and then we'll see what happens on the offensive end.
Coach, thank you, Kevin. In the NBA, the reserves so crucial.
Okay, Doris, thanks. And we'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, the halftime show.
Now, presented by Sprint. It's a lively Friday evening here at 2K Sports. Hopefully you're having a great time watching a little basketball tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks have the lead against Charlotte. The season just getting started. They're looking to get on the winning side of 500. All around great effort by O.J. Mayo. Buckets they want. Their leading scorer is Kimball Walker. He's got 9 points, and he's made some key plays in the assist department, too. And now, back to the game in Charlotte. Thanks so much for joining us. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first. Third quarter starting here now.
How about O.J. Mayo in this one? 12 points and 2 rebounds. He's hitting field goals, 3-pointers, using all that range he's got in his arsenal.
Well, he's wearing down this defense. I mean, they have to follow him everywhere, so he is really making them work.
You know, it was another dreadful year for the Bobcats. After a promising start, they just weren't able to maintain it. They ended up as one of the worst teams in
Jefferson is out there with Cody Zeller. And it's Walker in at the guard position. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. That is good. And it's the Bobcats with the ball. It's a 5-point game. And you can see your wins stay static and your losses grow exponentially when you can't defend your home court. Steve, third worst home court record in the league for the Bobcats last year playing in the Queen City.
Yeah, 15 wins for them here in their home building last season. I mean, that's just not going to cut it. They just had a difficult time scoring points. Just not enough talent on the roster.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, a curious signing for the Bucks this offseason, bringing in Pachulia on a 3-year mid-level type deal. This is a team that already had a logjam in the front court with Sanders, Henson, Ilyasova, and Drew Gooden. The Bucks traded away promising forward Tobias Harris last year for what became a couple of second-round picks. They did much the same with Mbah Moute. It's all about getting the most out of your assets. Guys, we'll see how the Bucks do shuffling their pieces around.
It'll be interesting to see. Thanks, Doris. Now, here is Knight. Michael Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. Here's Butler. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's almost putting on a little show out there with that fadeaway jumper.
Bobcats trailed by 5. Here's Walker. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Bucks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Knight passes to Ilyasova. Another miss by Ilyasova.
Well, you know, a big new contract, guys, for Ersan Ilyasova going into last season. He terrified everybody in Milwaukee with a terrible start, but regained his confidence in January and finished the season strong.
And going back to the rough start for Ilyasova, not uncommon for players to struggle after getting that big new contract.
Yeah, I've seen it time and again, players putting a lot of pressure on themselves, trying to live up to the money. But in most cases, the coaches just want the player to do what he does already and what got him here in the first place.
The first free throw is good.
Take a look at what Kemba Walker's done. He's got 10 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
And the Bucks making a change here. Delfino's checked in. And so Walker nails both of them.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had a plan to make a big push forward by pairing some talent together in the backcourt, but what seems to have happened is they are now mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be. Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Taylor against Mayo. Walker goes in. From outside the arc. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. And back to Minnesota. They were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where, Steve, they are, competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes to the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year, they're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
So for the Bobcats, Haywood comes in for Al Jefferson, and it's Tolliver in for Zeller. Taylor kicks to Tolliver. Back to Taylor. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Just 5 on the clock. Charlotte needs to get a shot. The tray. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Tolliver.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Timeout called the Bucks.
Guys, one of the biggest challenges with young teams that have started to lose is changing the culture. Being able to establish a way of working that doesn't allow losing to be accepted. This team has got a long way to go in that regard, but they're on the right track.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. Right away, he said he wants to see better effort on the defensive glass and far fewer second chance opportunities. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the
And that are looking for guys that want to work.
I agree. You're talking about. So we'll see if some of that attitude can carry over and turn this team around. And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Walker dishes to Haywood. And here's Walker outside. Rebound.
They've got to continue their work on the glass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they're on the right side of the ledger, and that is all that matters to them right now with the league. A lot of people wondered if he finally turned the corner and become the star that people would expect it when he was the 3rd overall pick back in 2000. But it wore off a bit, and by the end of these
13 points in the game. Ridenour with the steal.
What's today? What was it?
And for O.J. Mayo last season, still some positive signs.
The year went very well for him. He opted out of the final year of his deal, picked up a new multi-year contract, so we'll see how he continues to develop.
Here is Sanders. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist making his last shot. Mayo, that's good. Mayo's got 10 points in just a second.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating. And here Rittenauer. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He dishes it to Neal. Pass to Sanders. To the left wing. Now, here's Rittenauer. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
The Bucks have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Good on both.
Boy, that was solid. I tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
Well, through 3/4 of play. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And a chance right now to show you.
Big man can pass like this. It really changes.
Australian.
Yes, big redhead. Good passer down on the low block.
Number 1 pick by Minnesota Timberwolves. On the floor for Milwaukee, starting the fourth quarter. Harris in at shooting guard. Caron Butler is out there with Sanders. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Mayo in at the 3. Now here is Harris. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Bobcats. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
Yeah, a lot of good matchups around the league. The one that I have my eye on is definitely the Miami Heat matchup.
That free throw missing.
You know, the Bucks were the last team to make it into the Eastern Conference playoffs, and part of the reason that happened was because they didn't really do well against the rest of the conference. 24 and 28 against the East.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Clark, as you were saying, the rest of the Eastern Conference got the better of the Bucks. Had they been a little tougher against some of the lesser teams in their own conference, they might not have interfered with the Heat in the first round of last year's playoffs.
Well, the Bucks tried to mix things up last year. Remember, they made a big trade at mid-season, too, going for J.J. Redick and moving on. And I think that changed. And, of course, the coaching switch from Scott Skiles to Jim Boylan. So they lost some of their
Cannot hit. Jefferson with some nice D.
He's far too tentative in the paint. And even more so when the defender is up him like that.
And it's Walker penetrating. Pointer, but they recover it. Second chance effort, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
Al Jefferson doing all sorts of things. He's got 13 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
Oh, they have to be. I mean, he's not giving up any ground in the paint, and when the ball goes up, I mean, it's his.
Well, you know, Big Al Jefferson was a name that was getting tossed around the trade rumor mill last deadline, and that's something you have to expect when you're as talented as he is with a contract that's set to expire.
No good on the second free throw. And for Al Jefferson, still yet to make an all-star game, somewhat surprising, but it seems like all the times he's often in that conversation.
And he should be. He's a top-tier big man. Ever since his arrival in this league, he's been really good on the low block. Strong and good scorer, but never quite good enough to get into that all-star game.
Now Knight, after the missed 3 from Harris. Knight kicks to Harris. Harris setting the pick for Ilyasova. And another shot. And there's the layup. Count the bucket.
Gotta make those. You gotta make those. You gotta make those.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Gotta make
I mean, a
those.
cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Run the translation, get to the basket. Okay.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us
Zeller dishes to Walker. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Walker. Shot clock at 6. Charlotte moving it around. Lets it go. A rebound by the Bucks.
Not a good look at the hoop. They've got to do a better job offensively creating some space.
Harris kicks to Butler. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 6 points for Caron Butler.
Yeah, something that makes him hard to defend is his ability to receive a pass and get off an accurate shot in one quick, fluid motion. So you better beware of where he is on the floor at all times.
One of the premier catch-and-shoot guys in the league, Steve. There's no question about it.
And here we go. Out left to the wing. Sanders dishes to Ilyasova. Sanders inside. He's against Zeller. And there it is again from him. Shot good from Sanders.
Yeah, no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
Walker the pass to Kid Gilchrist. Shot from 12. Jefferson's shot is off.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
And good on the basket. Book it.
They're playing with a purpose, guys. The big lead becoming bigger. I like the look in their eyes.
And it's on both ends that they've been controlling the action.
Now here's Walker. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Back to Walker. Dishes to Henderson. Misses off the right iron.
Easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Knight kicks to Sanders. Pass to Harris. The pass to Butler. Stolen by Henderson. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter of this one to stop the drought. Rejected by Sanders. Shots good by Jefferson. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're ahead by 15. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Larry Drew said to his team. He focused on their offense and said to his guys, make the extra pass. Don't try to play hero ball and do it by yourself. That ends up leading to bad shots. He also talked about their defensive approach, which he wants to be a conservative one. He said, quote, let's not get overextended. Stick to your assignments. Gentlemen, some late game adjustments that could prove closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris.
I'm not sure it was too good a look pass up.
Mayo kicks to Sanders. 13 feet away. Here's Ilyasova. Jefferson with some nice D.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today. And these are the types of games where it's obvious one team clearly had the edge. Tonight, going to be a great win by a large margin for the Bucks.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they stink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for O.J. Mayo. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
And that one's good.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
32 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Knight against Walker. Here's Sanders. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Free throw drops for Sanders. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Pachulia, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton comes in for Caron Butler. Gary Neal's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And Walters checks in for Knight. Sanders hits them both. Charlotte's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Adrian. Now the feed to Henderson. Inside, McRoberts dishes to Henderson. Here's Adrian, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
He's a grinder. Love what he does under the offensive boards, really bringing energy and life to his team.
And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, Kevin Harlan saying see you next time.
Hey, Coach, you wanted to see me? Yeah, I know. It didn't really go how I expected it to. Yeah, I hear you, Coach. Hey, I'll do better next time out. Okay, I get it. I mean, I can't say I'm happy about it, but I understand. So I'm just gonna have to go out there and work harder to change your mind. Thanks, Coach. I'll be ready.
Thanks for stopping by. As you know, it's important for me to regularly check in with all of our players. So, how you feeling about the team at this point of the season?
Everything's great, man. Getting to know the city a little bit. Coach is great. Players are great. It's all good.
Fantastic. Now we just got to keep winning games, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Hey, can I ask you a question, man?
absolutely. Fire away.
It's kind of personal, but
That's all right.
I just feel like lately, it's like someone's controlling my life. Like pushing buttons, moving a joystick.
Kind of like you're in a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's surreal. The NBA can be that way with the lights, the camera, the action, the fans, the photographers, the adulation. You know, but it's very real. I mean, just like look out that window right there at that city. Is that real? The life you're living, my friend, is real. So go out, you know what? Get out there and enjoy it, all right? Back, you're late for practice. Coach just called. So.
All right, man.
All right, have a good workout.
I'm glad you feel that way, too.
All right, yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, man, I should have never passed it to Butler, man. Cause they was playing good defense of him. I just thought, like, you know how Brendan Knight, when he passed him the ball, he just get off the person, but when I pass him the ball, it's like they just took it from him. But that's enough said. I'm just gonna make sure that I don't do that again. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like or a comment. My name is Jaquavius Leonard Harris, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But the next video is gonna be the Boston Celtics, so we'll be able to go against the Boston Celtics. Yeah, man, I'll catch you guys in the next video.